the GOAT. I can only be the best.
We in here now.
Okay. We
How,
in here.
how you feeling?
It's a great day. It's a
Indeed.
great day. That's what I say at work. When people, hey, Miss Streety, hey, it's a great day.
Yeah. Okay, so
Mhm.
you already talking about it. So what do you do professionally?
I am a kindergarten teacher, or I'm a teacher because the grade can change at any point. So
Yeah.
I'm a teacher. I'm an educator.
Yeah. What made you get into being a teacher and how did you get started? So what made you want to be a teacher? And then tell me how you got started. Two-part.
Okay, I'm gonna say long story short, and then I'm gonna make it a long story. So I was in college, right, going to school to be a nurse. And I was in my anatomy and biology, I think it was, whatever. It was one of them classes, but the teacher was like, if you want to be a nurse, you got to be able to deal with bodily smells and throwing up and all of that, and you got to keep a straight face. And I knew at that moment that this wasn't the profession for me. Like, all right, cool. Nah, I'm not gonna be able to do this. But while I was in school, I was working at a daycare, and I absolutely loved it. I was working at a daycare, and I also worked at Shades Valley Y. Best experience I ever had, like just working with kids and interacting with them. And you just realize how smart kids are. And then on top of them being so smart, it's like, y'all so innocent, but you know so much, and you don't even realize that you know so much. And it became interesting. It became very interesting to me. It became a passion of mine, or I realized that it was a passion of mine.
Yeah.
And I changed my major.
Yeah. What do you like best about what you do?
Okay. He's watching the Ninja Turtles. But I love to see the transformation. I really love teaching like pre-K kindergarten because that's probably the biggest transformation that you're gonna see until you get to high school. And I'm not a high school teacher, but kindergarten is where you get to see, like, they come in and they may know their letters, they may know a couple of their numbers, but beyond that,
Yeah.
you're teaching them so much more. You're teaching them, this is their first year of school. This is their first experience with having to deal with so many other students their age. You're teaching them really how to maneuver through school. You're showing them whether they're going to like school or not. That first year is crucial. And then you also get to see them come in not knowing how to write their name correctly, not knowing how to read. By the time they leave you, they're reading, they're writing. I mean, they're doing all of these wonderful things, and you only had 9 months with them.
Yeah.
You only had 9 months with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to be a part of that, that's amazing. To be able to start a child education off in a good way, that's great. Especially if you come from not really liking school and not really having the best experiences with your teachers. You know what I'm saying? You want to be that person for a child. That is it's a great feeling. And you get so many, it's hard, but you get so many rewards and like just little daily things from kids.
That was,
So
that was my next question. Like, what is the most challenging part about teaching? And then what do you do to overcome it?
I think one of the most challenging parts about teaching is caring. That is the hardest part, because when you care and you haven't figured out your limits of caring yet, if that makes sense, then it gets mentally stressful. Like last year I had kids and they had all the potential in the world to do things. But again, you only got these 9 months with them and you only got 8 hours in a day. And then you got 25 plus students in your class. So to see a child like not get everything that they need, and you know that you're doing everything that you possibly could do, it's frustrating, and you care. So you keep trying and you keep doing more, even though you know in your heart that you're doing everything that you can. You keep trying to do more, trying to do more, you know? It
Yeah.
ends up becoming like, how do I help them outside of school? Because this is the problem. What can I do outside of school? And that takes away from your own family and your own mental health at times, because you're so worried about your students.
Yeah. So what do you find yourself doing to like, I guess,
So this is gonna be new for me this year. I'm learning. And
okay.
I'm just going. It's gonna be limits on it. I can like I realize that I can only do so much. So now I put things in a what can I control, what can I influence, and what do I have to just let go. I can influence you to care more about your child's education. I can influence you to be more, Lord, what is the word? Present at your child's school and in your child's education.
Yeah,
I can influence those things, but I cannot control those things.
right.
And that's where that line has to be drawn for me when it comes to certain students. I'm also going to be in a new school this year, so I feel like that's going to have a lot to do with it. I hate to say that, but it depends on where you are and who you're teaching, who your students are. Um, that's going to depend on what type of parents you have, and everybody is not made to deal with kids that aren't really getting 100% from everybody in their life.
Yeah. It,
Yeah,
sound, it sounds rough, man.
it's very frustrating, and it's weird because you care so much, so it's hard to understand how somebody else doesn't care as much, or
Right.
like how do I care this much? And I mean, they're my kids, but they're not my kids. You get me? Like, it's only
Yeah.
so much control I have over the situation. So how am I caring this much? It hurts, and you don't. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
So I mean, it gets hard,
I
and
feel you.
you can find yourself doing things that
Control
you
what you
find
can
yourself going out
control,
your way,
like you said.
trying to yeah.
Yeah.
You got to control what you
I
can
mean, 'cause
control.
there's only so much any person could do. So I could get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I mean, just from a moral stance, you like, dang, this might be a little stressful for me, but I still want to help this kid. But at the end of the day,
yeah,
it's like you can only do so much. For someone starting out in your career, how much would you say they can earn? And then what are the career earning potential are
starting off,
working in?
you could earn anywhere from 30 to 50,000,
Hmm.
55,000, and that's with the credentials, with the experience. Depending on where you want to go in education, you can make six figures, but you're gonna have to have a. You want to watch what? But yeah, so if you depending on how far you want to get in education, so like let's say you want to be a principal, you want to get in admin, or you want to be on the board, you can make a decent amount of money then, but you're gonna put in the work. You're
Yeah,
gonna start from being a teacher, you're gonna work your way up, you're gonna put in the work. I don't know too many people that are in administration and that are on boards that have not taught for years in a classroom. So it just depends on how much time and you want to put in it, how much energy you got to put towards it, how
right.
passionate you are about that goal.
Yeah.
Like
What
Casey.
advice would you offer someone starting out in your industry? Like something that you wish somebody would have told you before you would have got into it, or anything.
Teaching is not just teaching. Teaching is not just you being a teacher. Your role does not end at 4 o'clock, even though you think that it does. It does not. So it's really a part of your life. You are going to see these kids outside of the classroom, and you're going to have to be mistreated, or you're going to have to be Miss whoever, or Mr. whoever. Um, and at times it's really unfair because I'm not mistreating. I'm Gabrielle. I have a child. I have a significant other. I do other things outside of teaching. So at times it's a little unfair because when you see them out, you have to put that hat back on. You got to become that teacher again because on Monday you have to see them and they have to have the same respect for you on Monday that they have for you on Friday. You know, stop pulling you. You see what you
What's up, man? What upcoming trends do you see or anticipate in your field?
homeschooling and the online education, that is the new trend. It's a trend that I might follow myself because you control what your child is taking in every day. And with education and all the different laws and different rules that's trying to come into effect, you really don't know what your child is getting at school unless you just have that great relationship with the teacher to where they're comfortable enough to be open with you. You don't know what your child is experiencing or getting at school until your child is old enough to express that themselves. So, I mean, a lot of people are more comfortable with, let me just keep my child at the house and homeschool. And then there's so many homeschool groups, so it's not even a social awkward thing anymore because they homeschool and then they get with the other kids that are being homeschooled in their area and they play and they have sports teams and all type of events. So the social thing is not even an issue anymore, and it's safer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man. Times are changing, man. Because I remember it used to be a big stigma around that, like, "Oh, you homeschool? You're
yeah,
weird."
you were homeschooled.
Yeah,
It's not weird anymore. It's more like, oh, you get homeschooled? Like, oh, okay, cool.
yeah,
So yeah, that might take some jobs. And then I also think, and I'm not gonna say it's a trend, but because I say, teaching is not just teaching. You're a teacher, you are a therapist, you are a doctor, and you don't want to be. You play so many other hats, and you have so much more to do than just teaching those kids every day. It's so much more than that. So I think a lot of teachers get burnt out, and they don't want to do it anymore. And so parents have to figure out other ways to educate their children because teachers don't want to teach anymore because it's not just about teaching or educating your kids. It's so much more than that. It's so much more that comes with it. We aren't appreciated and we aren't paid well. So to be burnt out, it can happen quicker than a lot of people think.
Yeah.
And if you got a class size of 25 and you're an active parent, you're gonna sit back and be like, this is a lot of kids for my child to actually get any effective time in with this teacher. Or what if my child is struggling and they need a little bit more one-on-one support? It's not really conducive to my child's learning style. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then what other options do I have to make sure my child gets quality education?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. So I could see how a lot of people could start doing that even more so.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the last question for this part of it. Just like any last thoughts, any final thoughts that you didn't mention that you want to share? Anything?
I think one thing that would really be great for education is to see more males in education. I think that's like the coolest thing ever. I think one of my favorite teacher was a man, and he was a math teacher. I hated math until I met this man, and he transformed algebra and geometry in a way that I understood, and I never understood math. So I think that sometimes it's really powerful to see a man because they approach things totally different because of their mindset than a woman would, and kids need that. They need that a lot more in education.
Yeah. Man, this was so incredible, man. I really enjoyed doing this. Just so much value that you brought in this conversation, man. I think a lot of people are going to appreciate it, man. So, but we're going to end on this.
So.
Hold on a second, because you're going to have to look in the chat for the question.
Okay.
You see that? It's in there?
There.
All right. Pick a side.
That's easy. Pick a side. Why would you Nickelodeon all day?
Yeah, man. But why though? Hold on now. What's on Cartoon Network? They got some stuff.
Who cares what's on Cartoon Network? What are you talking about? Doug?
Scooby-Doo.
Hey Arnold.
Scooby-Doo on there.
Scooby-Who? Find somebody to play with. They was teaching kids how to get high at a young age, and all the parents knew it, which is crazy.
What else? We got Powerpuff Girls on there. What? Johnny Bravo? What? All right, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we was Nickelodeon.
You're not Johnny Bravo. All Real Monsters. Come on now. All that? Kenan and
Man,
Kel?
for me, it was
Come on
Rocket
now.
Power, Rugrats,
Come on now.
Hey
Come on
Arnold.
now.
Yeah,
Come on now. I
just those
mean,
three.
Cat Dog. I mean, we can really go on for hours with this.
Yeah, we got Doug on there.
For hours with this.
All right, well, fine. You don't like my question. It was too easy. I still want to
I
ask
loved
you.
your question. It was just so easy. Like,
All right, hold
really?
on. Hold on. This is a different one. All right, you can only pick three.
Okay, let me see. This is supposed to be inside my home.
Yeah. Okay, this one is a little more thinking involved.
Okay. I'm going gym, obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously, gym is like what? Absolutely. Yes, gym. I'm going slide ball pit.
Wait,
But
number
see,
eight.
I don't know. Hold on, wait. I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm saying that because my baby too, he would love that, but he's gonna grow up. And so would the basketball court make more sense or would the game room make more sense?
What you rolling
So
with?
I'm gonna go game room.
Game room. Okay.
I'm gonna go game room, gym, and then what was the other one? They ain't have no bar on there. Why didn't they have a bar on there?
There is a bar. It's a
Um,
pool. Number seven. Pool
the
and
pool
bar.
hall bar. Okay, I'm gonna go. Yes, game
Yeah.
room, gym, bar. Absolutely, that perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see. That's a good lineup, man. I think, let me see.
That's an amazing lineup.
Movie theater was kind of tempting to me.
It
Um,
was, but I got a living room. Like, how big you want the TV to be? We can turn the lights off. That's what
yeah. I don't know.
we can get surround sound.
That's a different experience though. Just a movie theater in your house, like
You have one already. It's called your living room. It's called turning off the lights. It's called putting LED lights behind your TV. It's get some surround sound. Turn it up.
it's just this. I don't know,
Get
the
you a
whole
comfortable couch.
ambiance. You got the whole.
Make you some popcorn. No, it's not.
You don't like
Matter
the.
of fact, you could like have like a stage to your living room, and then in the back you could put like the movie theater recliners, and then you could have a projector coming down, right? So your living room could double as a theater. So that would be crazy to have a whole nother room that could be utilized for so many other things. To again put another monitor in there for me to watch TV on a bigger screen. That sounds crazy to me.
So if you had one in your house, you would dislike it. You'd be like, "What is this? Like, why is this here?"
If I had one in my home and I did not have a gym, a bar, and a game room, I would absolutely change. I would change it. That don't make sense.
Yeah, I
Because
feel you on that.
what are we doing? If
Yeah.
you don't go watch TV up front and quit playing in my face,
To be real, man, I'm not really huge into movies. It's like certain things that I be wanting to see, you know. But I do think it would be cool. But I mean, I feel you. It's more
I
efficient
don't feel
way.
like I would be missing out. Like I feel like if I want to go to the movies real bad, just go
Go
to
to the
the
movies.
movies. Like,
Yeah, but
pay the
sometimes
little, I don't even know how much it costs to get in the movies nowadays.
yeah, the last
Oh,
time I
that
went to
sounded
the
old.
movie,
Okay.
what's the last movie you went to see?
I don't remember I have not been to the movies in like over 6, 7 years. I ain't been to the movies in a minute. I don't remember the last thing I saw at the movies.
Yeah, it's been a while. The last thing I went to see, it's probably been like 3 years ago in Virginia. I can't even remember what I went to see. So
Yeah, I ain't been to the movies in so long. I just
yeah.
go to sleep. And that's another thing. It's sleeping.
Hey, that's good though. If you have a hard time falling asleep, go to your movie theater, and then boom, you in there. Or you,
So okay, if I had a hard time falling asleep, then I would want a theater in my room, in my house. Okay.
yeah,
You got a point. Now you got a point.
yeah. I don't know, man. I think you made some points. Now you got me thinking about it. Gym for sure.
Come on now. Come on now.
I'm gonna show you this thing later, man. It's a game. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it on here too. I was on TikTok and they got this game system. I bought it off of TikTok. It got like 4,000 games on there. It's got like Tekken,
It's got all the
007, Mario
hmm.
Kart. It's got all that shit on there. And every day I play that shit for like 30 minutes to an hour. Like
So
I'm
you're gonna have a game room in your house.
yeah. So it's just all nostalgia for real. So I appreciate you taking the time, and you brought so much value and information. I think somebody's gonna see this and they're gonna take something from it. So thank you so much.
I hope so. This was fun.
No, I don't dress no more.